and welcome back to the channel. Henning Pauli here. Today we're looking at another Marshall amp in a box pedal that were released at NAMM this year, together with the 800 modified, the Plexi modified, and the JCM900 Studio, which is good that I have that here so that I can compare it to the amp in a box JCM900. Now, before I looked at the Studio, I had no previous run-ins with the 900, and people want to hate on it somehow, which is weird. But when I played it, my first impression was like, it's not big. Where's the heft in the low end? But then I recorded it. I recorded a fun punk song with it. And holy crap, it immediately sits absolutely stunningly in the mix. In a band, this will rule. By itself, you might say, I don't know. Check out a part of that song. Pushing limits out of sight. Now, is that fun or what? That's 2 guitar tracks and just fun. So, I learned what the JCM900 does. That's what it does. Now we've got the pedal, and that's supposed to do that at 139 bucks into any amp that you pump it into. That's the idea. It's of course an analog overdrive, voiced to sound like the gain channel of the 900. Let's take it out of the box.
This goes to 11, blasting straight to heaven. Feel the roar and revel, turn it up a level. This goes to 11, blasting straight to heaven. Feel the roar and revel.
Okay, and let's look at some product shots. Next, as always, I noodled with it over a jam track by Tom James. Is that the most lead amp? I think it can be. It's got quite a bit of gain, but can you dial it in with the EQ on the pedal to really be leadsy? I don't know. Let's find out. After all those shenanigans, here's the pedal. It's solid. 139 bucks, very fair. It immediately says Marshall. I mean, look at the colors. It also is written on it. All the pedals look the same. All the pedals have 4 knobs. It's all based on the same platform, just different guts. We have the 900 moniker, and it says high gain, so this is not your blues drive. Front is pretty. Knobs say Marshall. The rubber around the knobs is kind of really neat because they're very grippy, and that kind of tells you, good quality shit here. They didn't save on anything. On the top, we got top mounted ins and outs, and 9 volt as it should be. The pedal is a bit bigger than I think it has to be, but you know, it's Marshall, so they want to do rock and roll. It's all big. We got a big bright light around the foot switch, nicely done. There's a battery compartment at the bottom. Nothing has been saved here, right? Marshall did not in any way say, well, we're making it a bit cheaper, so let's make it a cheap pedal. No, they said we need to get back on the market. In addition to our actually very good Bluetooth speakers and headphones, I use one of their Bluetooth speakers every day under my TV in the editing suite. It's the Willen. It's actually pretty good. I know we want to hate on the Bluetooth speakers because that's not rock and roll, but it's good. What can I say? So let's find out if this is any good. Do we start at lower gain? Probably, but it's Marshall. We will not stay there for a while. We got the contour, which probably is more of a mid shape, I assume. Tone is a high frequency roll-off, or at least it should be, and volume makes it loud. We're going into the Tone King Imperial to start with, then also other amps. And of course, we're comparing it to the actual 900, but the studio version. Now, what are the differences between a lot of the other Marshall amps which have EL34s? The 900 actually has 5881s in the power amp, which was due to an unavailability of the 34th back in the day, and that just stayed. Does that make it different? I don't know. But it is a very solid amp if you want to cut through in a mix. So we are in the Imperial, and this is a Friedman. They also make amps, but let's not talk about that. Metro D, it's a very beat up Les Paul looking guitar, but this is Alder. So it's not really Les Paul, Alder and mahogany. It's a very raw sounding rock axe, right? That's what it is. 412 Creamback loaded cab with a SM57 and ribbon on it from the aux, as well as some of the reverb from the aux. It actually works in low gain rather nice. That puts the mids in. That takes them out a bit. That's solid. React to the guitar. rhythm sounds. Let's see. So that's really just a low-pass filter like Jennifer. Jennifer low-pass. Leslie, is that ever gonna be funny?
No.
Nope. If I do it like 70 more times, do you think you will laugh about it?
No.
What can I do to make that joke funny?
Stop saying it.
Well, that's not gonna happen. Jennifer low-pass filter. I like it with the mids in. But I'm an old fart. Tube Workshop 2864. 14-watt, very boutiquey, nice amp. Ultra defined. I mean, even on the neck pickup, absolute clarity. And look at where the tone is. You can get a lot more clarity out of that if you wanted to. That's pretty impressive. But I mean, for these kind of riffs. I don't know what that was, but that was fun, right? Now the Black Cat is a Vox type amp. It's on the right there somewhere. That's nice. It's a little bit too top-endy for the pedal, but the contour and the tone are there so that you can adjust the pedal to the amp you're pumping it into. Now, I'm going to have to go to my deliverance setting, which is green. It's wrong because usually in that position is the deliverance. And I have no sound. dog. Okay, so quite a bit of noise there. Let me adjust the noise gate in my Universal Audio X4. Immediately I hear a much more pronounced mid-honk and drop out of the low end, which is what I described earlier, but that's what makes it sound so beautiful in the mix. So juicy! All EQ knobbies are in the middle, all the way up. We're back in the Tone King, of course. Okay, we know what we need to know. Let's make it big. The JCM900 Studio, which is what we have to compare it with, has a very juicy mid-range. Not a lot of low end, but it's got that woolly mid-range and defined highs so that when you're picking, it's all there. It fills the mix beautifully. You put a bass under there and Bob's your uncle, okay? The gain structure of the JCM900 pedal can compete with that. Gain-wise, the way that the saturation is, the way that the pedal feels and behaves, it's all there. Frequency response-wise, even with the contour, which is the mids, all the way dialed in, I'm not getting that overemphasized mid-honk, okay? So I'm gonna say, if you want dead-on JCM900, get yourself the studio version, which is, you know, anywhere between probably 900 something and in the US, way over 1,000. It's not fair because the pedal is 139. Can you work with the pedal, actually record with it and still get killer sounds? Absolutely. Is it dead on? No. Is it in the ballpark? Yes. It's missing some of that real mid juice. It's there, but not as emphasized as the amp is. With the same cab and everything, right? Could I get that going into different amps? Maybe. Could I fiddle with the amp? Maybe. Could I do it in post in an EQ? Maybe. But then your playing is different because whatever you do in post isn't going to affect your playing. And the way that you play with the JCM900 Studio is, it's just fun. It makes you play certain things differently. And that's really what it's all about. The amp needs to inspire the playing. I think the dog's hungry. X, are you hungry? Can I have 5 more minutes? Okay, thank you. I think he said no. What? Okay, the dog wants to eat. Links below. Please use them. That supports the channel. Like and subscribe. That supports the channel as well. Why wouldn't you? It costs you nothing. And animals at the end, as always.
I gave all I had to give. No need to cry.